Konnichiwa, bitches.
And we back with another one, and today we have the Album of the Year list. Finally here, end of 2020, this crazy, terrible year, but music was one of the things that kept, at least for me, it kept me going. We have the list, you know, my editor said cut it down to 15 instead of 30, so we cut it all the way down to 15. That was a struggle, that caused a lot of anxiety and stress, and just big brain thinking. So thank you, Big Gravy, for making that decision. I blame you. It's all your fault. We have an honorable mention section as well. I didn't keep it to 3 because there's so many good albums that dropped this year, so I kept it to 7. And then we also have other sections as well, which I'll just breeze through them. I'll put timestamps in the description, so if you just want to see the top 15, or if you want to watch the honorable mentions through top 15, you can do that. We got a non-hip-hop section and an EP section. It's not going to be that long. I wasn't going to make another video on it, you know what I'm saying? We got a short non-hip-hop section. I won't really talk about it, I'll just kind of go right through the albums. I think that's all I got. Let's just get right into the list. First section we got is the non-hip-hop section. We're just going to go right through this. First one we have is After Hours by The Weeknd, and the next one we have is Song Machine Season 1 by The Gorillaz. I enjoyed both of these albums, and, you know, I had to give them a little shout-out, because I bumped both these albums a lot when they came out. Now we have the EP section. First one we got is Creator Speak by Slauson Malone. Next one we got is Last Year Was Weird, Volume 2 by Takei Maidza. And the final EP, actually my favorite EP this year, and probably one of my favorite projects in general this year, EP by JPEG Mafia. He never misses. He literally never misses. And the new track Super Tuesday on there, that man created a brand new subgenre in hip-hop. Yeah, listen to that. Crazy. Now we're on to the honorable mention section. You know, 7 honorable mentions, so I like to shout these albums out that didn't make the top 15. So I'd like to shout out From King to a God by Conway the Machine. Next we have is 7 Times Down, 8 Times Up by Elzai. Next we have The Price of Tea in China by Boldy James and The Alchemist. After that we have Dump YOD Crew Toy Edition by Ural Droog. Then we have Descendants of Cain by Ka. Then we have Circles by Mac Miller. Rip Mac, man, definitely deserves to be mentioned because this was a great way to go out. The final honorable mention we have is Pray for Paris by Westside Gunn. I said it was a classic. I said it was a 9 out of 10. I let it settle with me for a few months and I was just like, yeah, no, I retract those statements. But still a great album, nonetheless, still a great album. So we're in the top 15 now. Talk briefly from 15 to 2, but not really that much. At number 15, we have his Purple Moonlight Pages by Rap for Area. One of the best abstract hip-hop albums this year. His rapping was really dope. It kind of was spoken word a little bit, but it was definitely, you know, the rhymes are there, and, you know, the atmosphere of the album was really dope as well. At number 14, we have Savage Mode 2 by 21 Savage and Metro Boomin. This is an instant trap classic. I truly believe that in every sense. Beats created a great, dark, violent atmosphere, perfect for 21 Savage. That man, 21, you know, he definitely brought it. The expectations were high on this, and they met him. They definitely met him. Great tracks, Running, Glock in My Lap, Sliding, Many Men, Rip Love. Some of my favorite tracks this year. At number 13, we have Fly Sifu's by Pink Sifu and Fly Anakin. This was my first introduction to Fly Anakin. After this, I bumped his music, and I can tell you one thing, I do enjoy the dude. He's very solid. But with this album, I didn't realize how good of chemistry they had. Like, man, the chemistry on this was very dope between each other. They brought their own dynamics to the track every single time, and the beats, A1. You had production credits from Jay Versace to Madlib. The Madlib track, obviously, is my favorite track. They both went dummy on the Madlib beat, and Madlib is just the GOAT. He's just the GOAT, you know? So, that track was amazing. So, Fly Sifu's, man, glad it made the list. At number 12, we have, I don't know if I can say this name, so in respect to the culture, I'm just going to put the album cover right here. Pink Sifu's, or right here. Which one of the two? Anyways, Pink Sifu, his latest release, I think is one of the more important albums that dropped this year. I feel like it definitely gave me more perspective on things, on, topics that he was talking about. Very, very important, especially with everything that happened this summer with the social injustice movement and stuff. I felt like this album is very important and it came out at a perfect time. This album is industrial hip-hop, kind of punkish in a way, but it definitely presents his ideas in a great manner. Fantastic project, Pink Sifu. I definitely loved it. At number 11, we have the Versace tape by Boldy James. This is an overhated album. People were disappointed with this debut. I personally think this is great. Jay Versace's beats, though drum patterns can be a little basic at times, I thought his ear for samples, the way he chopped them as well, were dope. Boldy James. Do I need to even explain Boldy James? Like, his flow was calm and cold. One lyric that he said on Cartier, which, first reaction, I didn't like that track so much. I thought that was my least favorite track. That is probably one of my favorite tracks of the year. This man said, "The coke numbing my tongue, I got expensive taste." My mind was like, that man Boldy James can spit. Overrated album. I love this album a lot. At number 10, we have RTJ4 by Run the Jewels. What to say about this? This just proves another reason why Run the Jewels is one of the best duos ever. LP, Killer Mike spazzing on the beats, LP spazzing on the beats, and spazzing making the beats. Like, they are just a perfect duo, and this was made at a perfect time, walking in the snow. Killer Mike's verse, still one of the best verses of the year. What was one of the review sites that said? They said this was a soundtrack to a revolution. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Definitely some ideas that were presented on here were definitely important for the times, and I love this album. At number 9, this was pretty recent. This dropped a few weeks ago. Real Bad Boldy by Boldy James. You say I have recency bias, but you know what? I don't care. This thing is amazing. Real Bad Man on the beats, amazing. Boldy James and his rapping, amazing. There's nothing I gotta say. You already saw the reaction. You already know how I felt about it. Great album. Light Bill, Street Shit, Champion, Good Foot. All crazy. On 10. Yeah, I got nothing to say. Like, all amazing. At number 8, this might be surprising to some people, I guess. Burden of Proof by Benny the Butcher. Another solid album in Benny's discography. Top 3 in Benny's discography. Benny, he was bringing the street life, but also dropping knowledge at the same time for the up-and-coming artist. One Way Flight. Trade It All. He was definitely dropping knowledge on that project. But not only that, he was sounding very, very reminiscent of Hove. Like, it was so close. And not only that, Hit Boy production was solid as well. Definitely surprised me with Hit Boy production, because Hit Boy this year, for me, personally, has been hit or miss. Either that or Benny just got a great year for beats. One of the two. But, definitely dope project. At number 7, we have Shrines by Arm & Hammer. Billy Woods, Elucid, dropped a great project together. Again, Paraffin, the 2018 release, was one of the best of the year. This, again, they dropped another great project. Their chemistry is great. Elucid, great raps. Billy Woods, one of the greatest rappers ever. Another great project for them, great features. Production, still left field and still crazy. Very, very dope project. So at number 6, we have Visions of Bodies Being Burned by Clipping. And in my opinion, Clipping's best album. By far, Clipping's best album. Very industrial, but it's also fun. Like, they made the sounds like very catchy, especially David Diggs' performance all over this album. His monotone but impeccable flow on all these crazy beats. This album definitely felt like a movie, like a horror film, because these last 2 Clipping albums have been like horrorcore. This is easily their best work, and how they put it together is crazy. Like, man, Pain Every Day goes absolutely crazy, bro. This album's great. Nothing to say, man. At number 5, we have Alfredo by Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. This pair is dope. Freddie's flow all over this was fantastic. Alchemist, you know, he brings it every time. It's Alchemist. It's Alchemist. At this point, what do you expect? Like, he's always gonna bring it. He's always gonna bring that fire. Some tracks, they were perfect for each other. They fit each other perfectly. Other tracks, Freddie Gibbs outdid Alchemist, or Alchemist did Freddie in some tracks. You get a balanced pairing between each other, as well as great features from Benny, from Tyler, from Rick Ross had a great feature, and Conway. Very, very dope album. I did enjoy this one a lot. So at number 4, we have Miles by Blue in Exile. I have a love-hate relationship with this album. You don't know how many times I tried to make a video for this album. Like, it's giving me, like stress right now just thinking, wow, I could have had a video up for this on multiple occasions. But if the editing software freaking worked, or if my OBS studio would have worked, you guys would have had a reaction to this fantastic album. Man, what can I say? Exile brought it with the production. Very diverse, but very, very dope and lush production. There's a lot of layers on this album. Blue, you know, I'm going to always say this about Blue. He is J. Cole if J. Cole was good. Blue is a top-tier rapper. A lot of layers within his lyrics as well. He is a very diverse artist, and this is one of the best projects that they put together. Not as good as Below the Heavens, but definitely better than Give Me My Flowers. So at number 3, we have Weight of the World by Mike. This was also one of my albums of the year for a short time. I feel like this album went under the radar due to some critics saying this thing is bad. It's not a bad album at all. It's actually great. The sample chops, the production, fantastic, I feel like. Mike, his penmanship is still sharp as a sword and does cut deep. They're very introspective. He definitely says some relatable things on this project. He definitely improves on his rapping from past projects. I think this is just a solid album all around. I still think May God Bless Your Hustle is his best album by far, but this is definitely another great album within his discography. At number 2, we have 1988 by Knowledge. Knowledge, pioneer to this lo-fi hip-hop, you know, I think one of the greatest producers ever, drops another great project. He be dropping all the time, every year, and this is just another great project from him. Don't Be Afraid, absolutely crazy opener. That's All We Can Do. That track practically, like, that track almost had me in tears. Like, that track is absolutely mind-blowing. It's amazing. You get features from Anderson .Paak on here as well. Very, very, very dope project. I do enjoy it. Check it out. There are some tracks on here that are donuts level. Now my album of the year. Some people have been stealing my flow, you know. I've had this album of the year figured out for about a month. Boldy James and Sterling Tolles with Manger on McNichols. This album is fantastic. In every aspect, this is Boldy's magnum opus. I call this the gangster rap symphony, because this is easily the best produced album of the year. Sterling Tolles, the production on here from him was just amazing in some of the weirdest experimental jazz beats I've ever heard in my life. Like, there are some sounds, the sound palette on this album is just like I've never heard it before. And the way he presented it and made it fit what Boldy was saying was absolutely crazy. Now we're with Boldy. Boldy, oh my word. The storytelling on this album is absolutely crazy. It's dark, it's depressing, it's very, very sad, but it also is it gives you a good picture of what he was going through. And man, it is just absolutely crazy, the lyricism on this album. And the production with his lyricism bring up the emotion of the track even more, and it creates a great atmosphere on the track. This album is mind-blowing. Easily the best album of the year. Mommy Dearest, Detroit River Rock, Medusa, Birth of Bold, Get Flicked, all amazing tracks. Like, they're so good. And Boldy, man, he went crazy this year, but the fact that he put this work out while dropping 4 other tapes, and I know this album is like 10 plus years in the making, I get it. The fact that he put this out along with everything else is just like, man, you're easily my rap MVP. Easily, 100%. This album, Major on McNichols, just blows my mind every time, and some of the best rapping in storytelling I've heard in a while. Mommy Dearest is the craziest songs of this year, probably track of the year, along with All Do Praise to Allah, that J Electronica track. That track and Mommy Dearest are the 2 best tracks of the year. That's my album of the year. There you have it. There's my album of the year list. This year was crazy, but music got us through. I can't wait for the next year. Big things are coming for this channel, at least. That's all I want to throw out there. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all for just even clicking on the video. All your support and, love is crazy, and I can't appreciate that enough. I can't thank y'all enough. And you know what? This is just the beginning. We're about to go off. We're about to go crazy next year. So I'm excited for that. This year was great. Definitely a huge improvement on the channel, and, huge growth on here as well. And me and Big Gravy and I are only looking to get better and put out great, fun content for y'all. Great year for music. Can't wait for next year. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, and we'll see you on the next one.